Hey guys, back with a brand new video. Today, shout out to Fantasy Guru for this idea. Well, this one's dedicated to Fantasy Guru because he actually he subscribed to me and one of my friends. He's one of my great mates, so I made this video for him. He goes for the Geelong Cats, as you can see. So I'm doing Geelong Cats only challenge, and so I'm just gonna run through the team. I don't know much about the Geelong side, so I don't have much information about them. But yeah, here it goes. So Tom Stewart. I actually watched him a couple years ago. He's a good player. He has so much knowledge about the game. Geelong actually beat us. Well, I go for Essendon, as some of you guys know. But yeah, he was playing a great game against us, and we could just not kick goals against him. He was just so organised in the back line and has great knowledge about the game. Next up, Mark Blitzarves. May not be the best fantasy player, but you gotta love him as a player. He's a great player to have in the back line for Geelong. I know that if they didn't have him, then they'd be in bit of a worry there. But anyways, moving on. Harry Taylor. Harry Taylor is pretty old now, but that's with age comes knowledge, and yeah, he's just the definition of that. Like, doesn't get much of the ball. My cousin just fell over off his bike just then. Anyways, moving on. Yeah, Harry Taylor has so much knowledge about the game, and yeah, he has so much knowledge after all these years he's been playing. He knows how to yeah, he's kind of like in the back line for Geelong. He's kind of like their boss. Guess you could call him that. Anyway, moving on. Mark O'Connor. Don't really know this guy, but what I've been hearing is he is pretty consistent for his price, and yeah, yeah. Guru will help me out with these guys. He will know what I'm talking about, but I mean, I don't know much, but Guru will, he'll, Zach Tui. Yeah, he's a good player, guess. He doesn't get much of the ball, but when he does get it, he uses it really well, and just his ball use is really good and efficient. Next up, we have College Asney. Now, pretty sure most of you guys know him. Yeah, he's not too good of an AFL fantasy player. Wouldn't recommend getting him, but he's still good to watch. Good player. Maybe not for your fantasy team, but you can still get him. Up to you. It's pretty cheap, so why not? Next up, we have Mitch Duncan. Mitch Duncan, he's a great player. I mean, like, if you're looking for a cheap player for your real actual team, fantasy, go get him. Like, he's averaging 105, and look at that price. He's in the 700k area, and yeah, you should get him for sure. And Dangerfield as well. He's also a beast. Honestly, he didn't average. He was a bit inconsistent at the start of last year, but he's back. Probably, I reckon he's gonna average over 110 this year. Great pick, not too expensive, and yeah, for sure, go get him. Next up, we have Joel Selwood. Joel Selwood, he's one of those guys. He's a tough guy. He's tough as nails. I mean, one time he had his head was bleeding, and he bandaged it up. Got into another big tackle. Started bleeding again. Got it wrapped up again, and the last one was bleeding again, and he had to go to hospital after that. So, and he wasn't even he was ready to go back on, but the doc didn't let him, unfortunately for him. But yeah, I think it was a bit unsafe to put him back on the field after that. So yeah, he's tough as nails, that guy. Next up, Karen Guthrie. You gotta love this guy's hair, eh? It's pretty good hair. I like the long hair. He's actually a very good player. Like, if he can average over 80 this year, I'm telling you, he's a bargain. For only 500k. I mean, some players are in the 600k area and don't even get like 70 sometimes. But yeah, for sure, go get him. Why not? Next up, James Parsons. I mean, don't know much about this player as well, but I don't think he played too many games last year. But I mean, yeah, he looks pretty good. I mean, loving that beard. Tell you that. Shout out to Guru. But yeah, don't know much about him. Sorry about that, guys. Next up, Jordan Clark. Or watch one of these games. I don't know if he was lucky or if he was just he impressed me. Like didn't expect him. Came out of nowhere. Started off slow in that match. It was actually against Collingwood. It's a close game, thriller. But he was just like Collingwood could not get into their forward 50. I mean, he was just stopping everything. He was playing more of a backline role in that game, I think, because he moved into the backline, and he was just not letting it go past. He was taking every mark. Yeah, and anyways, yeah, he's a good player. Next up, Sam Menengola. I mean, he is a little bit expensive for what he is. I'm not gonna lie there. But, I mean, if you have the money for him and you love the Cats, then, why not get him? But, yeah, he's not probably one of the most elite players for what his price is. Anyways, Nakia Cockatoo. Oh, you love to see it, don't ya? Nakia Cockatoo, mate. Yeah, he's not too good at the fantasy points, as you can see there. I actually didn't play too many games last year. He's out for most of the season. But, yeah, he's exciting to watch. Kind of like this guy right here. We got Noon. But yeah, moving on to the rucks. Reece Stanley. I mean, he's the main ruckman for the team. Averages 81. That's actually a good score. I reckon he's gonna move into the high 85s to the 90s zone this year, mainly because of Tim Kelly moving to the West Coast Eagles. It's actually so he has to take up Tim Kelly's role. So yeah. Next up, Zach Smith. Yeah, he's a pretty good player. I mean, wouldn't recommend him, but oh well. He's part of the Geelong team, and that's all that matters. Next up, Gary Ablett. Oh, the little master. Look at him. Might be retiring in the next couple of years, but well, gotta watch his footy while it lasts, Yeah, he's a good player. I mean, he's all around the ball every game. Yeah, pumping out those good kicks, and he should be hopefully he plays for another 3 or so years. If not, I actually used to go to his games back when he played for Gold Coast, and he used to carry that team. So loved watching him whenever I could. Next up, Luke Dalhouse comes from the Western Bulldogs. He had actually a unit back then. That's why Geelong actually wanted to get him, because I mean, he's worth it. Like, I reckon they made the right decision for going for Dalhouse, and yeah, he's just like the ball magnet, and I'm not sure about 77. I reckon he's gonna go into the higher 80s this year, but yeah, it'll be good to watch him. Next up, Tom Hawkins. Tom Hawkins, everyone knows he's a good contested mark. He can one-on-one, he'll win 90% of the time. I mean, he's just such a big boy, and he's just such a good mark at the footy. And yeah, he kicks a lot of goals. I mean, average like 2 or 3 goals last year. Next up, Brian Myers. I mean, look at this guy's hair. You gotta love that. You gotta respect that. I mean, no one in the league has that type of hair. And like, I'm sorry about talking about the hair. We're meant to be talking about the player, but you just gotta respect that. And I mean, he's a good player as well. He doesn't get much of the ball, but he's just explosive on the field. Whenever he does get it, he really excites me, and he's an exciting player to watch. Next up, we have Tom Atkins. Tom Atkins, not one of the best AFL fantasy players I know, but yeah, he's alright, I guess. Watched him in one of his games. Wasn't playing too well, but never know. I haven't been watching him too much, but I mean, from his average, not too great, but we'll see. He might, get high score this year. Next up, the last player for the team is Gary Rowan. I mean, Gary Rowan, I'm sure most of you know him. He's I'll admit it, he's not one of the best for AFL fantasy players, but I don't think he will be playing too much this year, so I wouldn't recommend getting him, because Geelong have got some new forwards coming into that forward line, so he might sit on the bench for a bit of the year, only because how I guess he's kind of getting a bit old and etc. So I wouldn't recommend him. But anyways, it's gonna wrap the video up, guys. Would appreciate if you liked and subscribed, and as I said, thanks to AFL Fantasy Guru, and that's gonna wrap it up, guys. See you in the next video.